And welcome back. Joining me right now is one GOP congressman helping lead the charge against the president's Iranian nuclear deal, Congressman Peter Roskam of Illinois. Thanks for being with us, sir.
Thank you.
All right, well, President Obama continues to lobby the American people that this is the right thing to do. So I want to focus on a few of his comments from yesterday and get your reaction. First, let's listen to this.
Nuclear material isn't something you hide in the closet. It can leave a trace for years. The bottom line is, if Iran cheats, we can catch them, and we will.
Now, Congressman, the president continues to try to convince us that if Iran does not hold up its end of the bargain, we will know. Should the American people take the president at his word?
No, they should not take that at face value. Look, the U.S. completely missed it that the Iranians were building, that they were putting their infrastructure together in the first place. The whole world missed it, frankly. So the declarative statement by Barack Obama that says, hey, don't worry, we've got this covered, all is well, is a false claim. The other thing is there's no capacity to get the type of 24-hour, 7-day-a-week, 365 inspection of the Iranian regime based on what the administration has negotiated here. So that sort of dismissive, cavalier, we've got it all covered argument is not persuasive, and I think should be rejected for those reasons.
All right, one of the other big takeaways from yesterday's speech was this part, which was, again, I think obviously written for an applause line. Take a listen.
Just because Iranian hardliners chant death to America does not mean that that's what all Iranians believe. In fact, it's those hardliners who are most comfortable with the status quo. It's those hardliners chanting death to America who've been most opposed to the deal. They're making common cause with the Republican caucus.
So, Congressman, how does it feel to be compared to these Iranian hardliners?
I think that sort of desperate argument is really shows the thinness of the White House argument. That's just to be completely dismissed and is a bunch of nonsense. Here's what's interesting. John Kerry and Barack Obama throughout the negotiations have said that they were willing to walk away from a bad deal. Now, they also have made the argument, and they've switched arguments now, and they've said that there is no alternative to this deal, but that it's inconsistent. And the inconsistency is now coming to full fruition, because if they were willing to walk away from a bad deal, that means that there was an alternative. So we begin to see the battering around by President Obama of different arguments and different attempted applause lines and so forth. But here's my theory. My theory is that time is not the friend of this deal. And the proof of that is that Congressman Steve Israel, one of the president's strong allies, has said he's against this.
Yeah, and there's also
Ted
Deutsch and another congressman, too, Democratic congressman. So we'll see the vote coming up next month. Congressman Peter Roskam, thanks so much for spending a few moments with us. We'll check in with you soon.
Thanks.
All right, so as we turn our attention from the Iranian nuclear deal, we look back in history. Today, the 70th anniversary of the U.S. dropping the atomic bomb on Hiroshima, Japan. Here's a look back at that moment in history.
"4 years, 8 months, and 1 day after the Japanese surprise attack on Pearl Harbor, marking America's entrance into World War II, a B-29 bomber nicknamed the Enola Gay dropped the world's first atomic weapon. The date was August 6, 1945. In a split second, the world had entered the nuclear age. Captain Paul Tibbets Jr., in command of the Enola Gay, gave a first-hand account of the events for reporters back home.
Well, as the bomb left the airplane, we took over manual control, made an extremely steep turn to try and put as much distance between ourselves and the explosion as possible.
With the Japanese refusing to surrender, and Allied intelligence determining that a land invasion of their homeland could result in 1 million Allied casualties, while killing many more Japanese, President Truman ordered the first atomic bomb be dropped on Hiroshima. Dubbed Little Boy, the device exploded 1,900 feet above the awakening Japanese city of Hiroshima, instantly reducing 68,000 of the city's buildings to rubble and annihilating some 80,000 plus people. Despite the devastation, the Empire of Japan again refused to surrender. Consequently, 3 days later, on the 9th, a second atomic weapon was dropped on the city of Nagasaki, with the same devastating results. Still, the Japanese refused to surrender. So a third atomic bomb was being prepared to be dropped on Tokyo itself. On the 15th of August, 1945, the Emperor of Japan had announced the unconditional surrender of his nation. The greatest war known to man was finally over. For Newsmax TV, I'm Bill Curtis, and this is an American moment.
Newsmax TV is everywhere, and everyone's talking about it. Get the latest breaking news at NewsmaxTV.com, or just download our free app on your iPhone or Android and start watching. Go now to Newsmax TV for real news, better talk.